I need to plan out the UI. Hey, what should I use to plan my GUI? Paint? Fuck it. Let's do some deving. I'm trying to think of, like, do I want a quote-unquote menu that pops up, like a tabbed menu of the different upgrade categories? So to quickly sketch what the playfield is going to look like, I kind of already did this, but am I able to draw on this? Okay, cool. So it's going to be like this. There's going to be two, in the pinball world, we would call these orbits. I don't know what they're called in the pachinko universe, cinematic universe, but we're going to call them orbits anyway. I'm going to mostly be using pinball terminology for the duration of this project. Anyway, you know what I mean. This shit, like, fuck, whatever. Did that happen because of anti-aliasing? How do I thicken my brush on this shit? Anyway, you get the gist of what's going on here. So you shoot the balls that way. There's two out lanes, you could say, except, well, they're not out lanes because they're launchers. They're where the launchers are. Is G bucket tool? B is bucket tool. Imagine that. Why the fuck is that not working? B for bucket. P for paintbrush? No, P for pencil. B for, no, can't be B for brush and bucket. Anyway, so you're going to launch, and then there's pins, right? There's some of this shit. All right, so the pachinko is happening, right? And then you've got the targets. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we have a button, maybe like right here. Buttons are going to be blue. Maybe we have like a little button right here. How do you make it filled in? Ah, there you go. Like a little button right here. Why is it white, you dick? Oh my God. Fill it in with the color that I am. Whatever, who fucking cares? All right, there's a little button here with like an arrow, and you open it up, and it becomes like a panel on the side with all the upgrades that are currently available, right? Because that way you can close it. You know, I don't like that. I just realized I don't like doing that. Because then I want all the upgrades to be shit that you click on the actual screen. I just made that executive decision. I don't want you to miss out on the action because you're upgrading shit and then you don't see immediately. Like if you have a big window open and you click an upgrade and your pins start giving you more points, you want to see that instantly. And that happens on the playfield. If you have a big panel open, you don't get to see all the points on the screen, you know? Upgrade selection, not pause the game. Yeah, I thought about that too, but it doesn't really make sense. So I guess some context is necessary here. I'm making an incremental idle clicker style game. So I don't think pausing it really makes sense, right? You want it to kind of always be going. If you have the game open, you pretty much want it to be, you want those numbers to be going up. But I like the idea of the upgrades being things that you click on the playfield because that gives a tactile sense of like, I just upgraded this thing right here, you know? In other clickers, well, in Cookie Clicker anyway, that's more of an abstraction. You know, you're getting, antimatter condensers, but it's just a better style of the same exact type of upgrade mechanically, right? It's just worth more points. You can move the orbits in to have a menu off to the side a la Incremental or Peglin, even though Peglin isn't upgrades, it's where the menu is. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, but I want to have all that screen space for the playfield. So then the other issue is some of this stuff is going to be interactable. Yeah, max playfield. So maybe it's just going to be right click is always upgrade. There needs to be a rule like that, right? Right click is always upgrade. Left click is always interact. or vice versa. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. StarCraft community in shambles because I made right click not be interact. Yeah, I think left click is always interact. Right click is always upgrade. That's the easiest thing to tutorialize. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. This is an ugly fucking sweater. Holy shit. The left click, right click thing will pose some minor design issues later on, because like how things that require multiple clicks, how do you handle that? How do you deselect something if it's selected? We'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. So that means tooltips are going to be a big deal. I'm trying to shoehorn mobile into this. I don't know if that's a good idea. Tooltips are a problem if you're trying to develop for mobile because there's no mouse. Yeah, but you're right. There has to be some sort of menu. I don't think there's a way around having some sort of context menus in here. I don't think we can get around not having, having context menus. Because you're right, there has to be multiple things you could do. Yeah, you're right. That don't have a visual component. Yeah, all the global shit, like just a general global multiplier, you have to have something like that. You gotta figure out this GUI system. Fuck. There has to be like a main panel or something. I don't think we can get around that. And if it's like that, we free up the right click to do fun interactive shit too on the playfield, you know? What I was thinking is, if we want to have it where there's like quote unquote bigger playfields that require panning, then it's just each individual playfield is its own screen that you can swap to, right? So there's one like main, you could think of this as like a hub world. But I was thinking last night, like I could have this would be the main panel, and then you can switch to a slot machine, which has its own upgrades and all the shit. And I don't want too many of these because again, scope, I got to keep the scope very narrow. But like a slot machine and then like some other stuff, right? There needs to be buttons down here to launch the balls too. Like one there. One there. I think we have to do this. But that's kind of okay because it makes it more vertical. And then in here, you got all your buttons for upgrades. And this can all be designed later on, but each of these could be links to the other rooms, right? And then you've got kind of a thing here. And then down below that, you've got like upgrades. Available upgrades. You know? There's clearly, this is like not good UI design. It's probably better to have these be like squares, 4 corner squares within a square or something. I don't know. No, man, there needs to be a big fucking launch button. A big, juicy, fun to click launch button in the corner right here. You don't click the launchers to launch, you click the launch button in a big fucking glowing button that's fun to click. Launch. How do I embiggen that? You stupid motherfucker. Can I never get that back again? I fucking hate paint. Whatever. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Hell yeah. Yeah, but I mean, this is the cookie, right? This is the thing. The whole thing is this thing right here. That has to be the most fun part of the game. Yeah, I like this actually a lot. This looks pretty good. Let's fix this. Let's fix this. I've got a better idea for this layout. Do you think that's more or less a square? It's a little fat, huh? But that's okay. That's no big deal. And then it's like this. So these are the other rooms you can go to. Yeah, no, I like this quite a bit. This is sick. All right. And then these can just go right here. Yeah, man. This is it. Or maybe these should be swapped. Yeah, it should actually be this. This is gonna be skills as fuck right here. Watch this. Bam. Get fucking smoked. UI designed, ship that shit. We're fucking done, dude.